So thank you guys for coming back to Institutionalized with Dauphin Williams. Today I'm going to have another buddy of mine on. I think I'm going to do that for the next couple of weeks. Named Andolina. He's going to kill me for that. And we used to be in the military together, and he wanted to come on the show and talk about current events and his take on things. So next week, just so you know, I'm going to have a buddy of mine named Shelton. And he was in the Army with me as well, and he has opposing views. So if you want to see us talk rationally like two human beings, like two grown men, then please tune in for next week as well. And without further ado, here is Ando. Once again, we're back. We're Institutionalized with Dauphin Williams. I have another buddy of mine from the military, Andolina. Ando? Well, I don't know what you want me to call me. I don't know. It's weird when people use my first name. So.
Yeah, I don't answer.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. Nothing real specific, I guess. So, you didn't hear about that whole doll thing. What do you think about that? About the troll doll. So just in case everybody else is not tracking, there was a Trolls World Tour issue. Had a doll that came out that if you press the button on the stomach, it has like 10 phrases and songs that it says, right? And if you lift the skirt up and lift the legs up and press the button in their hoo-hoo spot, yes, hoo-hoo spot, it says like, ooh, ah, and all that kind of stuff. So with everything that's going on with Pizzagate and all the Hollywood thing and Epstein, people were complaining about it, and people should anyway. And it's got taken off the shelves. Do you think they overreacted?
So first off, props to you for hoo-ha spot.
Yes. Yes. Off the cuff.
Demonetized by YouTube.
Yeah.
Way to build a brand.
Yep. Cuss like a sailor when I'm not at work. Anyway.
So people will always find a reason to complain.
Yeah, true.
So you can say the toys are inappropriate, and you can make a solid argument for that. It's a much firmer argument that the toy designer, whoever sat in the boardroom, got the pitch and went, second button, I like it. That guy needs to be fired.
Like who?
From his company, from the business, from everything.
And it doesn't just go through one person. That's why I don't understand. Like, we had a newscaster. We had a weather girl here in Oklahoma a year ago. Not even a year ago. And she had every now and then they do a hangman, right? And she had a certain hangman. I can't even remember what it says now, but she got fired for it. And, yeah, because people said that was racist. Hangman is racist. Yeah. It's the same kind of, like it. She just didn't do that. It goes through multiple people to get to the screen. I don't understand, but yeah, fired.
So,
I don't know if you watch WWF or WWE, whatever, or have fond memories of WWE back in the day. There's a black wrestler, and they had I can't remember his name either, but they made him a shirt. And
sounds like you have fond memories.
Yeah. So he has a black shirt with red lips, and his name were white in the teeth. So it looked like blackface. It's probably not a good look. And yeah. So it went through multiple eyes, and they thought, hey, yeah, that was okay.
So WWEF, whatever you want to call it, is a weird one to go off of, because
they're very racist.
Remember a Eddie Guerrero, little midget luchador 619 Rey Mysterio.
Yeah,
had a match to see who won a kid.
Well, Vince McMahon said the N-word one time on live TV.
I mean, if anyone can get a pass, it's got to be Vince.
I guess so.
I mean, Booker T called Hulk Hogan one.
Yeah, that was funny.
Funniest thing I've ever seen on television.
It was funny because Sensational Sherry's face when he said it.
Because as soon as he said it, he was like, "Whoa!"
And then Hulk Hogan said it too, but I've heard. But anyway,
no, Hulk Hogan said it a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Hulk Hogan, Dog the Bounty Hunter. I think Mel Gibson, or he was just talking about Jews. I think he might have said both.
No, he had some choice words about both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what about?
To the audience, Google Mel Gibson's comments.
Yeah. So did you see? And now I'm seeing a lot of videos. Do what?
Congratulations, you Google it, you're on a list.
Yeah, you're on the list now. The feds are watching you. So I've been seeing a lot of videos about Beirut, and now they have a fake video. It's fake, where a missile is hitting.
It's clearly fake.
Yeah, it's clearly fake. So, but I mean, if you see the actual videos and the before and after with the land with the chunk just out of there, like, wow. I saw a dude with a video like right next to it, videotaping it. He's gone. He's got to be.
So, to everyone who's ever worked at a factory or any type of job, and they go through and, hey, there's an OSHA inspection coming, and you have to jump through hoops and do all kinds of crazy stuff, and you gripe, moan, complain about the whole thing, and you're like, this is stupid. Why do I have to do this? That's why. Because if you don't do it, then the 6 blocks you're standing in just go away one day.
Well, the guy, they confiscated that stuff from a ship. And the guy who's in charge of all that.
2013.
Yeah. But also, just like, remember when we got, not unclassified, we were in the inbound yard and got those rockets in. Yeah, like, so this guy was sending this info up, and he's got emails to prove it, blah, 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 whatever like that he's been trying to get rid of them for the longest time. And you don't know how the Army goes. We were still at work for quite a bit of time before I think our shift was over before they came to pick that up.
Yes. So, to all the people who've ever said this phrase, we wouldn't send our troops with we wouldn't deploy our troops with faulty equipment.
We can tell stories all day.
The story he's talking about, we were doing an inbound cargo yard, and a package showed up. So the group came to pick it up. It was delivered FedEx. Yes, FedEx. What can Brown do for you?
No, that's UPS.
Say that, or is that racist?
No, that's UPS.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. One of them. They were legitimate rockets, like explosive devices, rockets, delivered to Afghanistan by FedEx.
Well, how else are we gonna get in there?
I mean, it got there. I mean, props to them.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, none of those drivers knew what the hell they were carrying.
Well, you never check the package. You're not supposed to. Ever.
Well, definitely never shook them when I worked there. But yeah. So, this ship, I went in and started looking at it. So, the ship pulled into harbor in 2013.
Yeah.
The shipping company that owned the ship just went away. Because it was Russia.
Yeah.
That happens. Like, businesses, when you leave, they exist. When you get there, they don't. Mm-hmm. So, what the government actually did is they made the people, like, they made the crew stay. Like, the officers of they released the crew, the officers of the ship, they made stay, and were like, well, you need to sell it. So,
yeah.
The logic there just blows my mind. Because the same people, you read any newspaper, the ammonium nitrate, everything that I've read, Oklahoma City bombing is referenced in every article that's brought up. So now you're telling me that I have, what was it, 200 tons?
Something like that.
Some crazy number of explosive residue. The last time was used for a terrorist attack.
Mm-hmm.
Now sell it before you can go home.
I'm just glad somebody got rid of it.
I mean, they got rid of it quickly.
Yes, very. And it was a show. It was a show. That is going to be memes and stuff for the longest time now. So out of all this stuff that we've been talking about, and we talked about like 4 or 5 different things, whatever. Mm-hmm. What is your take on how are the race relations? You could talk about the Joe Biden Trump thing, how Biden has said some racial things and got away with it. Matter of fact, why isn't he under investigation still for sexual harassment or assault?
You know why? Because he's not Trump.
Yeah, true.
So if people tell me that they don't like Trump because he's a horrible person, got no issue with that. They say they're not voting Trump because they don't like him as a person, got no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me I'm not voting Trump because Biden's a better candidate.
Look,
now, here's my thing. I'm not saying either one's a great candidate. Not at all. Mm-hmm. And I get the whole they're trying to do the movement for the third party.
Mm-hmm.
Wish you luck. Don't think it's going to go anywhere because it's still the Electoral College that makes the decision.
You're pretty much Ross Perot, there for no reason. Yeah. And look, I'm the same way. If you don't want to vote for, if you don't want to vote for Trump, if you don't like Trump, fine. But you can't vote for Biden. I'm sorry. This guy, even if I was a Democrat, I'd have to be like, he's not really stable.
So I equate it to he's the guy at the bar who the hot girl is hitting on him. So the reason, think about in your life, because you're an old man.
Mm-hmm. Very. Mm-hmm.
This man is in a presidential race and is not talking. They are keeping him as far away from the media as possible because, like, when you're at the bar and a hot girl's hitting on you, you speaking can only hurt you.
Yep.
He got on there, started talking, and I mean, you heard what he did.
Everything that he says. And that's why Trump wants him to debate so bad. Well, plus, he needs to talk about his issues. I don't see why they can't do it over online.
So, when he tried to, the steel worker, I think it was last year, I think it was Michigan, when he's like, do you want to step outside? That is someone who's a bit too comfortable with Secret Service around.
Ooh. What was there a guy who he challenged to a push-up contest or something as well? Or was that the same guy or was there a different guy?
I don't remember a push-up.
Yeah.
Like, you're 107. Like, what are you
Yeah, push-ups. I'll have to post that because once I do all the editing and stuff, I'll post little stuff and they'll see all that. But yeah, so and we like I said, we talked about the politics and stuff. But what's your take on the whole race relations that's going on and everything right now, the lack thereof?
I'm gonna say I think race relations are at the lowest point I can remember in my life. I'm 37? Yeah, 30. Nope, 38. It happens.
Don't run for president.
I won't. But it's getting to the point where I had told you before. At work, I've been told I don't get an opinion on racism because I'm white. What? My response was, you need to Google the word. So you can make an argument that not everybody's opinion carries the same weight.
Mm-hmm.
completely understand that. I don't agree with it, but I understand that. Because if you say your opinion means more than mine, then who makes that determination?
Mm-hmm.
If you say that one person's opinion is more valuable than another, who decides that?
Mm-hmm.
Because then you're opening up a whole different thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've even said that I feel some kind of way when all the white people in Black Lives Matter are saying this and that, and this is how you should believe in this, or even coming up to me and be like, oh, you shouldn't vote for Trump, he's racist and stuff, and this. I'm like, well, there's a lot of black people's voting for Trump, and there's I just feel some sort of way when somebody, I know it's wrong. We were just talking about that. I mean, everybody's opinion matters, but I guess it's just the way I grew up. I just feel some kind of way, but realistically, I like everybody's opinion in regards to racism and stuff.
So I mean, it's a super touchy issue.
Yes.
I completely understand that. I completely respect that, and I understand. Like, because especially in the military, we joke about it all the time.
A lot. And I was an equal opportunity leader.
But I mean, to the point where, like, I'd be pulling on base in a car with a group full of black guys, and I'd be like, hey, if anything happens, let me talk. And they'd be like, yep. It's the joke. Does it come from... Like, did I say that out of a place of hate or malcontent or superiority? No, I said it because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But if, in today's culture, if they just did a newspaper article and they said, this is what Ando said in the car, I'd be fired from every job.
Facts.
Because I'm racist. It wouldn't matter if the people in the car were like, no, that's not what he meant. Because... like you said, EO, it's not about what you mean, it's about how it's interpreted.
Yep, how it's perceived.
Where people are losing track of that is the way it's supposed to read is how would it be interpreted by a reasonable person.
Mm-hmm.
But reasonable is losing its definition.
Yes. Well, you got too many nut jobs. Everybody has, there's multiple definitions of racism now, pretty much.
Like, so they went at Trader Joe's for Trader Jose's.
Yes.
Like, and props to Trader Joe's, who's like, that's stupid, we're not changing. But you see all these companies who won't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a buddy of mine who's he was a manager at a big company.
Yeah.
Jim, they got in trouble because when BLM first made a big deal, the owner didn't come out and say he supported BLM.
That's so stupid.
So then he took some heat. He got on there and said he supported BLM. And they say, well, it doesn't matter now because we had to tell you what to say. So it's like when he didn't say something, he was wrong. When he did say something, he was wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I blame social media.
True. Social media has a big impact on all of this going on. And then you have all the people trolling and putting in the fake videos like the Beirut one. You have people putting in their opinions as facts. Like all my stuff is opinion. I mean, pretty much.
So to me, where social media turned the world on its head is social media made it possible for every thought that you get in your head to gain traction, whether or not it deserves it at all. So I know you've seen people put on there and they say some ridiculous crap.
Yeah.
But it gets 47 likes.
Facts.
Because you just see your friend's name and thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Now you know half the stuff that people say. If I'm standing in front of you, you're not saying that. And that was my big issue when statues were a big deal. How can you support Confederate statues being up? I don't. Not saying I support it, not saying I'm against it. What I'm against is you saying because I have 25 people willing to destroy it with me, that means it needs to come down. Because if you're saying all it takes is a big crowd and a threat of violence to get what you want, keep in mind, I'm cool with that. 6'5", 270. Like, okay.
Yep.
Like if that's how you want to do this, just remember, like, so you want that world and no police.
Yep.
I don't think you want that.
Where's my dog? I will definitely put you in a crippler crossface. And I'm talking about like the one he put on his family. Anyway.
Them fond WWE memories.
Oh, yes. So, you said you had some questions to ask me. You can't remember them now, huh?
So, on the spot interview, most memorable moment in the military.
Most memorable moment in the military? I don't know, to tell you the truth. I have so many.
That's not what most means.
No, but I mean, I'm saying I have so many memories of the military. I don't know.
That's why I didn't ask. That's why I didn't ask name 10 memories in the military. So give me your most memorable.
Getting out of the military. I don't know. On the spot, I'll probably getting promoted to staff sergeant. That's probably my most memorable. Yeah. Or slapping Phillips. Slapping Phillips was good. But anyway.
So one thing about the military that if you haven't served, you wouldn't believe.
As much time off as we get. The level of like nobody, like the level of leadership that has no what's the word I'm looking for? No backup plans. They have no backup plans whatsoever. Like, we're going to do this, and that's it. Well, there's no, hey, what if this fails or anything? I'm telling you, the level of idiocy of some of the leadership, like leadership just coming out of college and leading people in Afghanistan or Iraq. Remember we had to move, a big building with some ratchet straps on the forklift? That kind of stuff. So, yeah. The level of idiocy of your leaders, I think people wouldn't believe.
So you're going to school, working, doing all this, starting a podcast, getting all this extra stuff going. 5 years, where do you see yourself?
5 years, hopefully a mayor of a city or a town. I've always wanted to go into politics. I don't want to go anything higher than mayor. So maybe at least city council, at least.
So, throwing that out there, if you do plan on getting into politics, respect for you. Good luck. Maybe stop making jokes about murdered families. Throwing that out there.
Transparency. What you see is what you get.
I mean,
Trump 2.0.
So who will you be voting for this election?
Definitely Trump. Yeah, definitely. No doubt about it.
So I'm gonna make you go against it now, though. What is name 2 things that Trump should change in how he handles situations?
That's a good question. I would say stop the tweets, but I kind of enjoy them. The way he approaches media. He needs to stick to the cue cards or whatever, so to speak, unless he's just going off the cuff and just writing them himself or whatever.
So I like the fact that he talks.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't like is when he gets nasty. Like, there's no reason to... Like, if you get a question you don't like, and you're looking at the reporter, and you're like, yeah, well, you're a dumbass. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not what I want my boss to act like.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you get to the stuff, the grab them by the hoo-ha and all that stuff, I think it's a great insight into how money changes people. Because when you get to a certain level of money, there's a comedian who made a joke, Mick Jagger. Mm-hmm. Saturday Night Live, he was the musical guest, and at one point he just held his hand out and went, Diet Coke. And somebody just put a Diet Coke in his hand. Like, when you get to a level of celebrity, fame, and money, like, your world is different. Mm-hmm. Right or wrong, that's just how it is. Hillary, prime example, the big email scandal thing. So she had classified emails in her basement. They said, Congress said, we want to see them. She said, oops, I accidentally deleted them all. With a, like, industrial grade email scrubber. And they were like, all right. So at the same time, there was a Marine E6 or E7, I don't remember.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Took an email off the CIPRNet, the secret internet, secret classified or secret level internet, where it said there's going to be heightened gang activity in this area. Mm-hmm. So he took that information, put it out to his troops, saying, hey, stay away from this area, heightened gang activity. And the Marine Corps hammered him. Mm-hmm. Because classified information over non-classified source. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah. Facts.
When you sign your paperwork saying, hey, I now understand that I have a secret level clearance. Like, all that's written out for you. What you can, what you can't do. So the fact that the FBI is like, it's an honest mistake. Mm-hmm. No, it's not. What it is, when you have that much power, when you have that much money, you're held to a different standard.
Yeah. But even still, he didn't know he was being recorded. What guy hasn't talked about women in some derogatory kind of way? I mean,
and like I said, I get it. So, but you also know when you're called out on it, especially in that position, hey, I screwed up. I own it. I apologize. That's not what he does.
That's the second thing. That's the second thing I would change is I think he should take more ownership of some of his gaffes, I think.
How about start with any?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there is one thing with the church thing, for instance, where he had everybody move out the way so he could take a picture in front of that church. I mean, mm-hmm. Come on.
Like I said, I completely understand when people are like, I hate that guy. Mm-hmm. I get it. But it's one of those, like, so I hate that guy. I like this other guy who was like, I like when black kids sit on my lap. And I learned about
roaches.
Black people and roaches.
Yeah.
What?
It's no comparison. Yeah. I think I like him. I think I like Trump because I'm in nicer terms, a jerk. You know what I'm talking about. I'm a jerk myself, so I think that's why I like him too. Plus, historically, Republicans are better off for the military as far as getting raises and things like that, and not trying to close down our posts and stuff like. Because when we were at that stage where they were trying to take a lot of money away, so there wasn't money for training, things of that sort, things that we need to protect ourselves. Just like they want to defund the police, in which I know they're not saying to get rid of the police, but you want them to be trained better so they won't do this kind of stuff.
This is where I told you I equate it to the Black Wall Street movement.
Mm-hmm.
Like, had a lot of good ideas. Then other groups started getting involved. Because I've heard that defund the police doesn't mean get rid of the police.
Mm-hmm.
But in some places it does.
Yeah.
So you can't say defund the police as a movement when it means multiple different things.
Just like Black Lives Matter. Just like Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, I get it. So, Black Lives Matter as an idea? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Black Lives Matter as a group means something completely different.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
When they blasted Terry Crews for saying, well, it's about police brutality. Then what happened to Aunt Jemima? Like, she wasn't doing nothing.
Yep. Mess with my syrup. But anyway, thanks for coming on, man. Had to get you back on again.
You just let me know.
Any shout outs or anything you want to put out there?
You know who you are.
All right, man.
All right, man.
All right. Later. I just want to thank Ando for coming on and doing the show. And like I said at the beginning, my buddy Shelton, he's going to be on the next show as well. And I think, like I said, I'm going to keep on doing that for the next couple of weeks. And Shelton, he's going to have another viewpoint on all the stuff going on, the race relations, things like that. We're going to pinpoint some subjects to talk about on this next episode. Once again, if you like the show, please subscribe and hit the bell so that way you know anytime I do another episode, because we're doing like once a week right now. And so you know when it comes on, so that way you can view it and like it and tell your friends, leave some comments for me. Don't forget to check out CastAscendancy with Art and Amber. And that's the podcast. It's CastAscendancy Podcast, CastAscendancy YouTube. And they also have a Patreon. So please check out the Patreon and subscribe to that thing. And for those of you guys on Parler, I'm also doing Institutionalized with Dauphin Williams on Parler and posting that stuff on there. So please check me out. I'm getting away from Facebook with all the censorship, I think. So you can check me out on there. Thank you, everybody. And don't forget to free your mind.